Just please don't make this extremely difficult.
Go.
I ain't gonna make it hard, man.
Alright. If you could, please say and spell your first and last name.
You said say and spell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, William Garnes, that's William, Garnes, Garnes.
Okay, well, what is your year here at Ball State and your major?
I'm a junior earth science major.
And could you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into questions?
What would you like to know?
Just
whatever you want to tell us.
Describe myself, member, vice president of Alpha Phi Alpha. I'm real involved with my fraternity, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people on campus, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much show love to everybody that I know. Try to be sociable, you know what I'm saying? Basically just try to get along with people. Don't stay mad, you know what I'm saying? Stay pretty happy, you know what I'm saying? I like to laugh. I like to make other people laugh. You know, a lot of times things that I do make people laugh. And I ain't trying to do nothing special. I'm just being me. But people be laughing, so I be like, hey, it's whatever. But, yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? You know, Christian, you know what I'm saying? Been going to church, Bible study this semester, you know what I'm saying, pretty faithfully. So, trying to get back on track, you know what I'm saying, with Big G. And, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I was attending the campus predominantly white. Has that affected you at all? Since from when you came in to how you are now? Has Ball State changed who you are?
Yeah, most definitely. Kind of force you to see the world, you know what I'm saying, as what it is. Because, you know what I'm saying, where most of the black students come from, you know what I'm saying, it's like we go to elementary school, all black people. Middle school, all black people. You know what I'm saying? Everyone in our neighborhood is all black. Everyone in our high school is all black. Our whole community is all black. You know what I'm saying? And you might grow up thinking that, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, America, this is what it's like. No. America's a white-ass country. And, like, you know what I'm saying? When you get here, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You understand that you really are the minority, you know what I'm saying? Where it might not seem like that where you're from. So it forces you to be more open, you know what I'm saying? And you learn about white people, you know what I'm saying? You make white friends. I think it makes you a better person, really, you know what I'm saying? Because it forces you to step outside of your box and experience new things.
Okay. How would you rate black unity here at Ball State?
How would you define black unity first?
How would I define it?
And then how would you rate it? Yeah.
I mean, to me, black unity is just being able to walk by another dude who's black and just being like, what up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I speak to black people I don't know every single day. You know what I'm saying? There's people that I've been speaking to that are black since my freshman year, and I don't even know their name, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I speak to them, they speak to me. So I think unity is just being able to say, you know what I'm saying, what's up, you know what I'm saying? You black at an all-white school, I'm black at an all-white school. We got something in common, so we should say hi. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how I feel we would define black unity.
How would you rate it?
It just depends, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's certain groups. Like, I feel like the athletes is kind of like on the outside of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like they kind of stay within their own little group. We stay within our own little group for the most part. You know what I'm saying? There are exceptions. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's basketball players, football players that I talk to, you know what I'm saying, when I see. But it seemed like for the most part, they kind of in their own little world. Because, you know what I'm saying, they're so busy with sports and whatnot. And we in our own little world, you know what I'm saying, doing what we do, you know what I'm saying. And then, of course, there's always the black people that, you know what I'm saying, feel more comfortable hanging out with, like, white people for whatever reason that might be, you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's necessarily wrong, you know what I'm saying. You should hang out with who you want to. But, you know, my crowd, you know what I'm saying, is black people that hang out with black people, you know what I'm saying. If that makes sense.
So, you think there's simply just a gap between athletes and the rest of black people on campus, or do you think that there's several gaps, like between frats and organizations and so on, as far as gaps within the black culture or black community?
It's definitely a gap between the athletes and the rest of the black students.
So do you think there's a gap? I'm saying, do you think there's a gap between any other cliques, frats, or the student organization?
I wouldn't really say so, like, as much, because, like, the frats, we're real, like, most of us are involved in like the black student organizations. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's like a gap between like NAB or what y'all call, what they call them, BMA?
BMA.
Yeah. Why they do it? No, I don't know. It don't matter. But like it's like a gap between BMA. It's not like a gap between BMA and BSA. You know what I'm saying? It's not a gap between TBW and BSA. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It ain't really a gap within black people to hang out with black people.
Not even within like the black student body as a whole. Like just black people that may not be in organizations compared to black people that are in organizations with frats.
Oh, like you mean organizations like frats?
Not frats. You have fraternities. You have organizations, and then you just
You
have
mean-
black
you mean
people
like-
that just they're not in any of that. They may hang out with
Yeah,
them,
okay.
but
I
I
get
think
what
you
you're
think
saying.
there's a gap between the people who have titles or are involved compared to the people that just go to class. As far as black people.
Yeah, I dig that. Okay, I understand now. Like, you talking about, like, is there a gap between people that's involved, people who are not really involved?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're not involved, then, I mean, what can we do about that? You know what I'm saying? If you just go to class and go back to your room, then you're not going to be involved. No one's going to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So there's a gap between that, but I think that's more so just on the people that choose not to be involved and not to be doing anything.
Okay. Does Ball State thoroughly, equally, and properly represent black students on its campus?
I want to say yes, but at the same time, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What don't you know as far as that's concerned?
for instance, like, I look at the multicultural center or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little janky house. If it was like if it was a white organization there, it would not be in that condition. You know what I'm saying? And then there's like, until recently, you know, the MPHC, which is all the traditionally African American Greek organizations, didn't get any attention whatsoever. It seemed like from like the Office of Student Life and stuff like that. It seems like all their stuff is focused to cater to the IFC, which is the Interfraternal Council. You know what I'm saying? Which is with, you know, like Sigma Phi Epsilon and Delta Tau Delta. You know what I'm saying? The white frats, I guess you could say. And then PHC, you know what I'm saying, which is the women, the white sororities or whatever. It seemed like all the attention was focused on them, you know what I'm saying, and we were just kind of getting punished. We never really got recognized for nothing, you know what I'm saying. It was kind of like calling around and doing something wrong, but don't support none of their events, you know what I'm saying. We don't even know what they're doing, stuff like that, like. And I just think that overall the campus just ain't aware of what black students do, you know what I'm saying. Perfect example is when we had Reverend Lowry came to speak. He was a guy who was real involved with the civil rights movement and personally knew Martin Luther King. And Voice of Triumph, you know what I'm saying, that the choir sang.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and it was Miss Patricia, who's the director of the multi, was talking to President Gora. And President Gora was like, you know what I'm saying, this is a good group. This is like a community group that's singing. And Miss Patricia was like, no, that's Voice of Triumph. She's like, oh, like, well, who are they? You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a student-run organization. And she had never heard of them, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but I know she's heard of university singers, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't feel like they recognize that black students are doing things. For instance, you know what I'm saying, even with my frat, like, we put on Miss Black and Gold pageant, you know what I'm saying? We awarded like $1,700 in, over $1,700 in scholarships, you know what I'm saying? And we're not in the daily news, not getting no shout outs, no administrators came, nothing like that. But then there's Miss Ball State, which, I mean, personally, I think ours is a lot better. You got Miss Ball State, and it's all over the place, you know what I'm saying? And Miss Ball State is basically, you know what I'm saying, it's not a white competition, but, you know what I'm saying, it ain't ran by black students. It just seems like stuff that's run by black students ain't recognized the way it should be.
So why do you think stuff like that is?
I just think it's because we the minority. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You think it's any form of racism, or you think it's simply because of the minority?
I don't think it's blatant racism.
It's not blatant, but is it racism? Could it be subconscious? Could it be almost unnoticed, to where they don't even know that they're doing it?
That's possible. I ain't gonna call it that. but that's possible.